Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
Okay, so today, finally, I got to see Spider-Man: Homecoming. The pain went away temporarily today. I was able to go out and see the movie. Now, before I give my review, I want to stress this at the beginning of the cast, all right, Chris? So there's no room for error, okay? I have been a huge, mega huge Spider-Man fan since I was a child in diapers, okay? My dad used to show me stuff, get me comics. I used to go see, I see the cartoons on TV and everything. I had everything, toys, everything, okay? Of all the heroes that were around that I was addressed to, Spider-Man was my favorite, all right? So I want to get that out of the way, okay? That's one, okay? Now, I'm 43 now. But when I was a kid still, even into my adulthood, even to now, still a huge Spider-Man fan, okay? Still get the comics, still get toys on it, okay? Still see the movies, still, and not too much into the animated now because, you know, I don't have time, but, so I want to make it clear, okay? I have read for decades the comics. I have bought, I don't know how many, I don't even know how many Spider-Man comics I own, okay? They're in my closet. There's 36 boxes of comics. Of the 36 boxes, majority of it is Spider-Man, okay? It's Marvel and Spider-Man, okay? So I just want to tell you right off the bat, make no mistake about it. I love Spider-Man, okay? And because I love Spider-Man, I'm going to be very critical if things don't go down to what I know of as the character, okay? Also, I'm going to make it known to all of my friends, all of the Rehovians, all people who appear on the show, to Billy himself. I love you, Billy, all right? I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm nothing against you, bro, at all. I'm going to listen to all your messages, I promise you. I promise you, okay? You will be on the cast, I promise you. This one's just going to be me and Chris. So I'm getting flooded of messages. Billy, I'm going to talk to you about it later. I promise. And I'm going to listen to everything you have to say. Just going to have to, I just want to get this thing out here with Chris. So please forgive me. All right? Again, I could tell the difference between different takes on Spider-Man, different universes, different stuff. I have read about many, hundreds of universes with different Spider-Man. I know all about it. I know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a different universe. I know that the Tobey Maguire universe is a different universe. I know Andrew Garfield universe is a different universe. I know. I know that this is not the comics. I know that this is not Ultimate Universe. I know this is not Marvel 616. I get it. So now, after we just get all through those disclaimers, and that I have no hatred towards anybody, nothing against Dan Slott, still friends with him. People could choose to disagree. He's the writer of Amazing Spider-Man comic. Nothing against Marvel Comics. Not like saying, oh my God, whatever, okay? Have to say what I have to say. Can't be fake about it. Not being paid to say it. Not working for them. Just telling you the way I see it. So that's it. We're done with the disclaimer, Chris? Long enough, right?
Yeah, and just, I mean, just to add to what you were saying, you know, it's just like, you know, with DC, when Batman versus Superman came out, you know, Batman's my second favorite hero, and I you know, was looking forward before the trailers to seeing Batman in that universe, because I did like Man of Steel, even though I admit it had problems. I liked Man of Steel, but you know, after Batman versus Superman came out, you know, we're not going to sugarcoat our opinions here.
Right.
We like and what we don't like. You know what I'm saying? You can look at it like, you know, my reaction to Shin Gojira. You know, obviously, I don't have to tell the people who've been watching that I am a huge Godzilla fan. And for those of you who might be new, Godzilla is my favorite fictional character.
Right.
But I did not like Shin Gojira. And it just because it's Godzilla, I am not going to come on here and say, oh, it was great. You know, if I don't like the way something is portrayed, I'm going to say that. And that doesn't mean that I'm being closed-minded and that I hate change and stuff. It just means that for my personal tastes, I did not like that version of the character.
Right.
And I think that's where we're both coming from, because I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with what we have to say. I know.
That's fine.
And that's fine. I welcome it, as long as it's done so in a respectful manner. I want to have conversations with people about why they like this movie. I want to have conversations with people about the changes. But I don't, you know, if you're going to leave a comment that says, you two are just stupid idiots who don't know what Spider-Man is, I'm not going to talk to you, because obviously you don't know how to share your opinion and share why
I don't
you
know
like
if anybody said that yet. I'm not
singling anybody out. I'm just saying in general, if someone's going to do that, I'm inviting you. I'm saying please don't do that, because no. I have seen people who have disagreed with my opinion, and they've all done so very respectfully, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. But I feel like we're going to get a lot of backlash for what we're probably going to say in this video. Okay. That's all I
do want to say something. I want to say, look, I just saw the movie, right? Just got home. Just put my T-shirt on. Just put my hoodie on because I got the air on, whatever, and it's going to get cold in here, but that's fine. Just got off the bus. Just got in the house, okay? I have my salad here that I'm not even eating yet, okay? That Sharon just put in front of me that I wasn't even supposed to do a cast right now, right? I was talking to Billy briefly, but I stopped talking to him because I was going to eat, and now I'm going to do the cast. So I want to talk with you here and no one else, because I want to get it off my chest without being – I want to get my message out first, so everybody knows where I'm coming from without anybody coming on here to have a debate about it. I don't want to have a debate about it right now. I will talk it in a future cast or casts. I will open the forum. I am open-minded. I will hear everything that anybody wants to come on here and say. But right now, I have to get it out, whether I've done a single video or not, which I didn't. Me and Chris, I'm going to be able to do it here. So, okay. Going forward, after the review of Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm still getting the comics. I'm still getting the toys. I'm still getting the action figures, the Funko Pops. I got to get the Funko Pops because Joe got them, but I don't want the Homecoming ones. But I'm still getting the other Titan ones, like the whatever. I'm still going to get the comics. I'm still going to get all stuff.
I just wanted to throw in there too, like you just said. Excuse me. I also just got back from seeing the movie a couple hours ago. I know that sometimes I don't go see certain movies that I don't think I'm going to like. This one I did see. So anyone who's thinking that I didn't see it, I did see this movie today. And I've had a couple hours to think about it as well. So go ahead. I just wanted to throw that in.
And I also want to let people know that I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody about it, because the first person I talked to in messages while I was walking out of the theater was Chris. That's how soon it was. I went to the bathroom, and I walked out of the theater, and immediately, besides my Facebook post, talking to Chris about it. So Billy started talking to me a little bit, and I talked to him a little bit. And I like not cut him off in any way. I want to get this out without anything. Okay, so here we go. I went into this movie having some reservations. I was upset originally that Iron Man would have too much of a role in the life of Spider-Man. We talked about this, Chris. I was worried about the Iron Man suit for Spider-Man. I was worried about the web shooters made by Tony Stark. I was worried about the characters because I respect the supporting cast also from the comics. So I want them to be respected as if they actually existed, where I didn't want them to be crapped on, where let's just change it like that. No. If you're going to, and my whole thing is, if you're going to do new characters, create new names.
Yes.
Because I thought Sony wanted to make their own characters, or Marvel, and can be completely. I am okay. Listen, I would rather you make a new character than completely change the characters that I know for decades. Okay?
Yes.
If you showed me a picture, like a trivia question, and you showed me of a muscle-bound footballer high school student, right? That, you know, at the time, you know, when he was created, he was white. Okay, whatever, right? Didn't have to be, but whatever, right? If you said, is this Flash Thompson? I would say yes. He's bully. He has muscles. He's a jerk. He's an a-hole. He doesn't change. He's not likable. He's the character that's put in there that you can't stand. And in no way, shape, or form would you like that character, okay? Then if you were to show me a card of a skinny, geek, rich bully that is politically correct where you don't get in trouble for him doing over-the-top things to be a bully, but bully as a joking around manner, that's, oh, come on, really? Then I would say, no, that's not Flash Thompson, okay? I know what the Hobgoblin looks like. That's not the Hobgoblin. I'm just going to tell you right now, Hobgoblin didn't go to school with him. Ned Leeds did not go to school with him. Betty Bryant didn't go to school with him, okay? Liz Allen, he liked, he didn't love, he dated her maybe once, very briefly, nothing happened. She got with Harry Osborn. They had a kid. I understand that. Mary Jane is just, it was, you know, redhead, beautiful. He didn't really interact with her too much until after Gwen Stacy. But Gwen Stacy was there and everything. And then MJ, she became a supermodel. She was on soap opera. She was on these things. That's who she was. Now, I know that there's an alternate universe where she is not a supermodel and she's a tomboy, and I get that, or whatever. And there's whatever. Aunt May was older. He became Spider-Man fundamentally because he screwed up as Peter Parker with the wrestling matches and everything. Well, in the movies, in the comics, he let a burger go and you know, came to the house and killed Uncle Ben. So also with great power comes with great responsibility. That's the foundation of Spider-Man besides Uncle Ben. Okay? Here's the thing. This movie, right? I've never seen, and maybe I don't know. I've never seen a Spider-Man where he's messing up, he's failing, people making fun of him, he's whining, he's crying, he's like horrible, he's like a child. Like, first of all, he's super intelligent. So stuff that he does, he thinks about it before he does it, where he doesn't screw up that way because he knows, hey, if I do this, it will blow up people, okay? Or if I react to these people, it will cause a problem. He's smart. He invented the web shooters. He has a spider sense. He can swing throughout the city with the spider sense. He's not afraid of heights. He can't be afraid of heights because just like a spider, all over the place, swinging from the window, swinging from the friggin' towers, whatever, spiders are not afraid, right? They don't look, oh my God, oh, whoa. None of that because of the spider sense. He just, boom, all right? All the movies I've seen, he's confident. He believes in himself. He's Spider-Man. People are like, yes. Not that people are like, oh, crap, Spider-Man's here. I'm going to want him dead. No, none of that. Tobey Maguire, the best, okay? Regardless of whether you, not the best. Okay, even Andrew Garfield. All right, there were some points with him, but you know what? Still, okay? But, and again, I love Tom Holland. Not going to say anything bad about Tom Holland. He does the best he can with what he's given, okay? Not saying anything bad about Michael Keaton. Not saying anything bad about anybody. But this script was horrendous. Horrible. They screwed up the Marvel timeline. We'll get into other casts. All the villains are stemming from Alien Tech and Ultron. Horrible. Okay? Just unbelievably horrible. That they're all these villains are not going to be just natural-born Spider-Man villains. They're just going to be from Tech, from aliens, from like the, you know, the Thanos' people. And all, it's just crazy, all right? He's screwing up so bad. I mean, it's just an embarrassment. When I saw Civil War, I told you what I didn't like about Civil War. I was worried. I said, Chris, they're making him like a joke. They're making fun of him while he's trying to be Spider-Man. I don't like this. I'm afraid if they do this in the movie, they make it like he's a kid that don't know what he's doing. He has to have a father figure like Tony Stark. I'm really worried. Remember, Chris, I said that? Yeah. I was petrified. I said they're going to screw it up. The way, if this is exactly the way they're going to do it, they're going to mess this whole thing up, right? One of the scenes that just broke me was, first of all, on the ferry, everybody almost died. Okay, the web sucked. Okay, the suit, he doesn't know what he's doing with the suit. The suit, first of all, if anybody wants to know anything, before, there was a comic called Deathlock that from my interpretation, was the first instance where they had an interface with a computer, and the suit was he was talking to the suit, the guy that was in the soldier that was Deathlock. And then from there, Iron Man adapted in the comics later on and all that stuff. But before that, it was Deathlock. And that was exactly Deathlock, with the suit talking to him and everything else, okay? Here's the thing. Are we establishing that Peter Parker invented the webs? Or is this Stark's formula? Because Stark's formula, I got to tell you, is horrible. These webs are horrible. The whole movie was like basically disrespecting the character of Spider-Man and Peter Parker. It was like Peter Parker the movie, but that wasn't even Peter Parker. Okay? It was just too, in the beginning, I gotta say, it was boring. I didn't like him making, he's a YouTuber and he's making videos, and how is he gonna post? He can never post it. So what is he doing with it? And it was just like, oh, the screen looks horrible. It was like found footage. I'm like, oh God, please. Could we do better? I didn't think the special effects were great. I didn't think they were better than the other movies. Looks like they spent less money to me in this movie than they did other ones. Again, I didn't like it that Happy Hogan was a jerk. I mean, he's supposed to watch him with Peter Parker, not be a grumpy old whatever he was. He didn't listen to him. He didn't pay attention to him. Didn't respect him. Tony Stark was even like whatever, going off into India or wherever the hell he was and just whatever. I didn't like that. And this was an ending for Iron Man 4, where he's going to get married to, Pepper Potts. And that's not this movie. Okay, so no, I don't want to see that. No, you wouldn't make him Avenger because of one thing that happened. And I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. I don't like Aunt May the way she was. I don't like the way he acted. He was crying like when he was, help me, somebody, help me, help me. Oh my God, I'm like, oh God, please stop. Please don't do this. And I was like, oh my God, am I gonna walk out right now? A couple times throughout the movie, I'm like, oh God, I want to walk out. Will this be the first movie I ever walk out? I might be. And I was like, no, it can't. I was gonna walk out. I'm telling you, I was not having it. This is, to me, was almost as disrespectful as a comic called Unworthy Thor, where the character made you tons of money as Marvel and you're disrespecting the character to promote She-Thor or whatever. I mean, why make a movie like that? In the comics, right? Tell me, Chris, what did you think of it? I mean, I'm going to stop talking now.
No, I got to say, I think you summed up what I was feeling in the theater as well. I got to tell you, this thought came over me as we were about halfway through the movie. The movie was halfway through. Like, this is not Peter Parker. This is Ben Reilly. I was like, this is who this character should have been. Because that way they maybe could have had some more freedom to change it a bit, and it wouldn't have been as dramatic because they're using a different Spider-Man. But I remember sitting there and I was saying, why is it that he's now not only has to learn how his powers work, which he really didn't.
Yeah.
But now he has to learn how this suit works. That's not Spider-Man.
Right.
The suit really, the Spider-Man suit should have very little meaning other than to hide his identity. This suit, the thing that made me laugh was, like, there was that scene, and we're going to get into spoilers here, I guess. So, the parachute goes off.
Right.
And he almost drowns because
of the parachute.
Because of the parachute. And right. I'm sitting there like, if this suit is so advanced, why would it eject the parachute like that? Right. And again, and I said this with the trailer too, why does Spider-Man need a parachute?
Right.
This doesn't make sense. Now, the web shooters, at first, I was like, okay, if Stark enhances them, I'm fine with that. Because in Civil War, we saw that Peter invented the original ones. He had the web fluid. If Stark kind of says, you know what, I'm going to slim this down a bit and give it to the kid, I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is, oh, you now have over 500 different versions of webbing. Okay. And then when he goes to use them, they screw him over.
Well, what did I tell you, Chris? I said something's going to happen where he's going to need a split-second decision to use one of 5, and it's going to be a problem. And exactly that happened.
You called that. You did. And you know, another thing that I didn't like either, and this might have been the biggest thing for me, was the ending where she walks in, where Aunt May walks in on him, and she sees him in the spider suit. I was like, wait, she knows he's Spider-Man now?
Right.
This is his first movie.
Right.
This is his first somewhat solo movie, and she knows he's Spider-Man?
Right.
What? And then the other thing too, I know I'm all over the place, but I really don't know where to go with this movie, because this movie was a mess. I thought this was a mess. We have friggin' Zendaya's character. They don't say her name throughout the whole movie.
Well, Michelle, they said it was your name, Michelle.
They said Michelle later on, and then MJ. And I was like, you're joking. Right. I was like, you're joking. So basically what they did was they took a new character, they took an old character, and they created this, like, new old character hybrid.
Right.
And I remember just sitting there like, and I was saying, if you're gonna make a new character, you make a new character.
Yes.
You don't sit there and say, well, we're going to tie her into this character because we don't want to use it. No, you don't do that. That is the stupidest and I think personally one of the laziest things I've seen.
That's lazy writing, totally.
With this writing, I'm sorry.
They're trying to make money off old characters, but with a new spin, because they don't have the confidence enough to have the balls to make new characters.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, what you said about Flash Thompson, I 100% agree. This guy, Flash Thompson, is supposed to be the most intimidating guy in that school. This guy, no offense to the actor, but this version of Flash Thompson is, I don't even know, like, he could get beat up by, like, the wimpiest kid in school.
Right.
Like, he was making fun of Peter.
Yeah, but they're trying to make it like bullying is cool. It's okay. It's not really that bad.
But I was sitting there and I was like, this guy's making fun of Peter Parker, but nobody cares. It's not like there's nothing here. He's not really bullying him. He's just kind of being annoying.
Yeah, it's like,
and it was like,
man, all right, I got to deal with Flash.
Yeah, and then I'm, again, no offense to the actress, but Liz, I think she's the worst love interest I've seen in a Spider-Man film.
Oh God, I don't even know what the hell happened with this. Why is that even a thing? Why is that even a thing in this movie? Like, this is who does that? Look, and you know what? I'm going to bring something else up, Chris, that I caught. Why is it that every movie you got to have an emotional attachment with Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and the villain, where there's a connection? Like, oh my God. Yeah. Harry Osborn's father is my greatest enemy, Green Goblin. Wait. Oh my God. One of my favorite authors and this professor, Dr. Octopus, is a villain. Oh my God. My teacher, the Lizard, is a villain. It's like this connection where they find out he's Spider-Man, he finds out there's a villain, and they're like, oh, why do we have that every movie? Why? And I got to tell you, that was the one thing that shocked me, because I didn't see that coming. Me neither. I did not. They fooled us. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was Zendaya character was connected with They totally fooled me. And I was like, the moment I saw it, I didn't know I was like, what the F? He's answering the door? Like,
I thought he kidnapped them. I thought he kidnapped them.
I didn't know. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh no, they're doing the awkward thing again. That he's connected and he can't really kill him because he's dating his daughter. Oh no, not again. Oh, it's a connection. It's not a teacher, or it's a, oh God, why do we have that every movie? And then I'm saying to myself, well, this is the way he's going to be. He's going to be a dick. He's not going to be nice. He's not going to have a redeeming quality, because the villains shouldn't. They shouldn't be humanized. They shouldn't be like, well, they could be good guys too. No, a villain has to be a villain. You know, you can't change the villain. You can't make it where they kill like people, but then they're good too. This is the politically correct society that we live in, where he finds out he's Peter Parker. Peter Parker saved his daughter. Peter Parker saved him, right? And then he's trying to be honorable, not telling anybody that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I don't understand it. I don't. Why are you doing that? He should be a dick. He should be a villain. He's a dick. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like, oh my God, Sandman is the burglar that killed him. He's connected with him now. And what is he going to do when he fights him? It's like, I don't want no connection with Peter Parker to the villains. I don't want everybody. I don't want anybody knowing that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. It's so difficult to do now. You keep telling everyone. Everyone, every villain knows you're Spider-Man. Do you realize if it was a success and they had to do sequels and they had to put him in it, how difficult it would be to write for the Vulture with Michael Keaton, knowing that I mean, it wouldn't make any sense if he didn't tell the world that he is Peter Parker. It wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense how villains would keep a secret. If you want to destroy Spider-Man, wouldn't you do it that way? I mean, Chris, am I right? Everybody knows.
No, I agree. I agree. When he found out that he was Spider-Man, I was like, okay, that's weird, but I'm rolling with it because, you know, they're gonna resolve this, I hope. The one that really bothered me was Aunt May walking in on him. And they played it up like a comedy moment where she's like, "What the fuck?" But like,
well, they did it because of the Iron Man connection. When Iron Man's like, "Oh fuck it, I'm Iron Man," and it's like, "Oh shit!" That's what they did.
I was sitting in the theater. I was sitting in the theater, and everybody was laughing at that part, and I was sitting there like, "They screwed it.
They screwed it up."
This movie has just been screwed by that part. Like that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta say. I gotta say. I liked Tom Holland in Civil War. He wasn't perfect, but I liked it. This one, I'm sorry. This was not Peter Parker Spider-Man for me. I thought that this felt like a different character. I mean, I didn't think that Peter Parker or Spider-Man, I didn't think they were funny. I didn't think that they were, and this is another thing. This is a thing that I have a problem with. And this goes not only for this movie, but it goes for all the portrayals of Spider-Man that we've seen so far, mostly. I feel like the writers are afraid to explore the fact that he's supposed to be a genius.
Yeah, because they're not a genius.
Because he's a fucking moron in this movie. I mean,
right.
Pardon my language, but they tried to do it when he was like, "Oh, Peter, are you?" Or when the teacher, she was like, "Oh, Peter, are you still with us? What's the answer to this thing on the board?" And he gives the answer. And I was like, okay. And then like, oh, he's really good with facts and stuff. But so what? That doesn't make him a genius.
He knows.
I was hoping that because in Civil War, they said that he made the web shooters, he made the web fluid, which we saw in this movie. He was making the web fluid. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then he had all that technology in his room, the retro stuff that he was rebuilding. And I was like, oh, okay, so if they expand on this a little more in you know, the solo Spider-Man movie or whatever you want to call it, that'd be cool. We could see maybe that he's really, you know, he is a genius. He can think on his feet. He can think quickly. He gets out of tough situations. In this movie, I felt like he was like, I need my suit or else I can't do anything. And I was like,
oh my God.
I know that that's the message that they're trying to get across, but this message takes Spider-Man out of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand
God.
why they're doing this. This is an Iron Man plot.
Yeah.
He needs the suit to be Iron Man.
This is Greatest American Hero.
Okay.
Greatest American Hero, for those of you who don't know what it is, he got a suit from aliens. He had an instruction manual. He didn't read the instruction manual. He lost the instruction manual. He didn't know how to work the suit. He didn't know how to fly. He didn't know whatever, and he was using the suit. And when he lost the suit, he lost the powers. So this is like a cross between Greatest American Hero, Deathlock, Iron Man, a whole bunch of stuff mixed in. And this is not even the way Peter Parker acts, because he's supposed to be a scientist, genius from high school, that he knows the properties and compositions of atoms and things. And he knows when he's fighting the villain that if this thing breaks a certain way, it would crack the foundation. Right. He knows that. But then he doesn't know it because the writer is stupid, because they're worried that they're not as smart as a genius. So they write him as if they're on their intellectual level, which is like, no, he wouldn't screw up with the Staten Island Ferry. And by the way, the Staten Island Ferry has not had cars on the bottom for like ages, so that was nonsense. I was going to tell you right there. But anyway.
And too, I know that there's going to be people that say, well, the only reason he was messing up was because he shut off the training wheels protocol. But that's the problem. There shouldn't be a training wheels protocol because the suit shouldn't be able to do this much stuff.
Right, then anybody could put the suit on. You wouldn't even need to have powers. Right?
There you go. Yeah.
But here's another thing. The other thing that shows that the writer was stupid, okay? A spider doesn't go, oh my God, I'm a million feet from the ground.
That was laughable. When he was up there and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so high up. I was like, no, fuck you. That's the best spider.
Yeah, I even said to myself, go fuck yourself. I was thinking about, I was like, whoever wrote this, go fuck yourself. Asshole.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I couldn't believe that.
But then you're afraid of height, but then you leap over the fucking helicopter. Like, what the fuck is that? No spider sense, getting his ass kicked, right? Didn't even explain where his wounds are. Did he have any wounds? Did he have any, like, was he beat up? No. He's home. And another thing, too. You're Tony Stark and you're rich, and you give him, like, fucking shitty-ass clothes to go home in? What the fuck is that about? You should have a whole thing of wardrobe or some shit for, like, his sizes and everything, or have somebody, a servant, go out and buy a suit or buy something for him. You put him in a piece of shit T-shirt, and you're fucking a billionaire? Get the fuck out of here, man. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
And then Aunt May, too. This whole thing with Aunt May, right, where she's pissed at him for not answering the calls, and then he comes in, he's like, I lost the Stark internship, and she completely forgets about what she was mad about. Yeah, I was sitting there like, listen, the real Aunt May would have been like, forget the internship. Where the hell were you?
Right, and she would also say, like, 5 backpacks? I don't have the money for a 6th backpack. What the fuck did she do to have money? She has money, obviously. They go to restaurants and shit. I'm like, what the?
Where the hell?
Fuck? Where's the struggle?
Where the hell is Uncle Ben?
They're living in the city. It's fucking expensive. It's fucking
They
expensive.
implied that, but they didn't say that he died. So I was like,
she must have got like a fucking huge fucking funeral settlement or some shit. You're living in the fucking city. You're eating in restaurants. You bought him 5 backpacks, and you buy him tons of clothes because he's ripping shit or he's losing shit. Sneakers. I mean, and sneakers are like $150. So like, how many times does what kind of job does she have? Honestly, realistically. And another thing I gotta say too, can we stop? Listen, you don't need to shove Star Wars down our throats. We get it. You fucking own Star Wars. I get it, okay? You don't need Spider-Man Homecoming to put Star Wars figures in the background. You don't need to have the Death Star. You need to have a little Emperor. You don't need to be a fucking product placement for fucking Star Wars. I fucking get it, okay? Enough already. Fucking enough, all right? How about we do a fucking movie where, as smart as he is in school, he realizes with his spider sense, he wouldn't get knocked on his ass from that device. He wouldn't get knocked. The ferry wouldn't even fucking break apart like that with his webbing because his webbing's so strong. And he wouldn't even allow that to fucking happen like that. Okay? They're trying to copy the fucking thing with Spider-Man 2 on the train where he's trying to hold the train from falling off the track. But now it's the ferry, so he's doing the same thing, different thing. It's not anything original, and I gotta tell you, the special effects were horrible. Everything was flash, flash, flash. It was so dark at times. I couldn't see what the hell was happening, and I did not like the Vulture suit. No, so I don't understand. I mean,
well, let's go on to that because I thought Michael Keaton was the best part of the movie.
Yes, he was. And by the way, the Vulture is rich because he has a nice, beautiful fucking home, huge ass kitchen, whatever. Doesn't need to like go crazy making money here and there. Okay, so I don't know. Whatever. And then making Tony Stark that he's an asshole because they gotta shove damage control in our fucking face. Which, if you know, in the comics, damage control has nothing to do with Tony Stark. So it's just people getting fucking fed up with superheroes. So the government is like damage control. They run damage control. Not that Tony Stark makes money off of fucking cleaning up the city. So I don't even know what the fuck that's about, but that's ridiculous. You know, because they show like the Avengers like they're assholes. And then all these videos with Captain America. The last time I checked, you know, him and Captain America were enemies. So he's talking very highly of fucking Captain America. Oh, I got the new designs for Captain America's shield. But when the fuck did that happen? When did that fucking happen? That they're buddies now again. And the Accords is over. That whole thing with the Accords, remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
That shit's done. That shit's done. They were talking about it in school. If you caught it quickly, that shit's done.
Yeah.
Okay? They're not fucking following that shit anymore. It's like it never fucking happens. Everybody's in their tights running around. So, whatever. I just, you know what? Out of respect for the character of Spider-Man, I will not rate this movie. I cannot. I will not. You know what? I bought the Spider-Man Homecoming hat, you know? And, you know, I did everything I can to, I'm not promoting this movie anymore. I cannot promote stuff that I don't like. I will continue to be a Spider-Man fan. I will continue to get the merchandise. I will continue to get the comics. I will continue getting the trades. I will continue to get everything. But I will not support Homecoming. And now I'm afraid about the sequel, and I'm afraid about him in the Marvel Universe. I'm afraid. Because I don't know how you're going to make it that he's the leading Phase 4 when he's getting his ass kicked in this movie constantly. And the whole thing is you should not be anybody could be Spider-Man. That, you know, this is what happens when you first become a hero. No. It didn't happen in the comics. It didn't. So I don't know what comic you're talking about. And I understand it's different, but this was horrible. This whole half of the movie, right, was boring as fuck. I mean, I'm like,
yeah, there were parts where I was pretty bored. I was like, okay.
I went to Sharon. I'm like, Sharon, this is boring. I'm like, come on, man. Where's the action? Where was the, you know, there was shit. And why didn't Tony Stark? They're so worried about Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Why didn't he fucking go after the Vulture? How come the suit didn't know about? How come the suit did not know about the Vulture? The suit filmed the Vulture. The suit like scanned the Vulture. The suit knew where the Vulture was. Why didn't Iron Man go after him? Why is he gonna? He doesn't want the kid to die, and he takes the suit away. But obviously, from what he said at the end of the movie, he took the suit away so he would get a grow a pair or whatever. I mean, unless he didn't do it that way, I don't know, whatever reason. But he could have stopped the Vulture in 2 seconds. But just whatever. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And why Happy Hogan's a jerk all of a sudden when he's fantastic in the other movies? And he's an Avenger because he beat one guy? One guy makes you an Avenger? Really? Like Scarlet Witch became an Avenger because she kicked freaking Ultron's ass. But you're going to make him really? Oh, and you give him a new suit too? Like the comics, that is supposed to be what it looks like in the new comics? Like, really?
Yeah. I thought that was supposed to be the Iron Spider suit at first, but it was completely different.
Yeah, because they probably wanted it to look familiar, but that was probably the Iron Spider suit, but it would look different, yeah. So again, in closing, you know what, I don't want to wish bad on Spider-Man because I want to see movies in the future, but I'm conflicted. I won't like this movie. I'll never like it again. I can see them I'll watch it maybe a second time if I get it on when it comes on. I don't know. I don't know if I can go see it again. I don't know if I can sit through that. Honestly, I didn't like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. And again, all respect to Billy and everything. Billy, I just got home. I wanted to talk to Chris and do this cast. You can come on later, and anybody can come on, and you can talk about it. But my opinion's not going to change, and I'll respect your opinion. You can talk how much you love it, and you can promote it all you want on the Everything Show, and anybody else that loves it too. But I can't promote it myself. I'll have it promoted on the Everything Show for you, but I'm not going to, and I'm going to listen to your messages after I eat this out. Did you want to say anything else, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I just, there was that part at the end, too, where, again, we're in spoiler territory here, but, when Pepper Potts shows up and Peter Parker leaves the room and they hint at, oh, Tony Stark and Pepper are going to get married. And I was sitting there, and during that scene, I was like, are we in another movie?
Yeah.
It felt like the script for another movie. I don't understand how that, it's like crossing the streams. I was sitting there like, we are now in Iron Man 4. Right. Spider-Man has left the room and we're in Iron Man 4.
If something happened and Marvel decided never to do a movie again with Iron Man, that was it. That's a closer.
Yeah.
He's getting married, he's done. If something happens, say, I don't know, some reason Robert Downey Jr. says, no, you can't, you got to redo Infinity War without Iron Man in it, that's Iron Man's closing. Right there. Done.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
And you know, there was one scene in there that I almost started bursting out laughing in the theater. They're going through the bag, and the guy pulls out Ultron's head.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And it was like the Control Ultron. It wasn't like one of the drones, from what I saw. And I was like, what are they trying to say?
I don't even know.
Like, Ultron's head, and it was still glowing. Did you notice that?
Well,
it was still glowing red.
So like he's coming back. Like
so I was sitting there like, what?
But wouldn't they just get all the Ultron heads? Like, wouldn't that
yes, because if he somehow downloaded himself into a drone or something, he'd still be out there.
Yeah, and he come back. So I don't know. And the Spider Sense would warn him if that thing was a bomb. By the way, it would go off if the person wasn't going to become a villain or an inkling. It was like a sixth sense. It was like and even when Kane, the clone of Spider-Man, Spider Sense was cloned, it became more of telling the future. Also, you know, the Spider Sense. So it's a thing where it warns you. It warns you of who's, you know, it's just different levels on the Spider Sense spectrum of, you know, it would go really crazy if he's about to, you know, something, you know. So they didn't have that, and he was afraid when he was on. I was just like, oh no. So very disappointed. I don't know what I was watching. This guy needs to get it together. If you're gonna make a movie, there's got to be Spider Sense. I don't want to see any of this garbage about him being a kid crying. Oh man, I'm trapped. Oh man. I was like, oh God, I was like, make him stop. I honestly, you know what I really thought? You know what? You could see it a mile away that he was going to get out of it, but I really thought when I was seeing that and the length of him crying about it, I'm like, he's not going to get out of it. Iron Man's going to save him. Or Iron Man's going to stop the Vulture. Thank God they didn't do that, but I'm like, oh. I don't know. So again, I apologize if you don't like my opinion, but it is my opinion. My opinion can't change. It doesn't take away from my love for Spider-Man at all. So, you know, nobody should really hate me on that. And it is what it is. I mean, you know, if I'm not going to give you a fake review. I'm sorry, even though I like it. Like, I love the character. I'm not going to give you a fake review to let you hear what you want to hear. I mean, I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen that way. Yes, I still want to one day work on the comic. Yes, I love the character to death. I mean, I still, you know, I love this hat, even though it says Homecoming on it. I love it. Still going to be a fan, but just hope for the best for the future. That's all. Right, Chris? I guess.
I got to tell you though, I'm very concerned because they're like, oh, he's gonna lead us into Phase 4, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, please
I can't wait for that. Yeah, thank you. Whatever you are, Peter Parker, okay, whatever. Right. All right, that's it. Again, anybody wants to talk to me about it, Billy? Yes, you're all gonna come in here if you want later. I'm gonna eat and spend time with Sharon. Can enjoy the rest of the day. It's kind of weird not having Doctor Who on a Saturday, but we'll get by. And yes, I will listen to all your messages later, Billy. All right. Take care. Bye for now.